welcome to Big Tahunga. This should be a good one. Never in my entire life have I driven this generation of Nissan Sentra SE-R, stock or modified. This is Caleb, all the way from, where in Utah are you from?
Just south of Provo.
Oh wow, so yeah. Middle of nowhere Utah.
Pretty much.
Proper middle of nowhere Utah. That's a haul down here, so thanks for coming all this way.
No problem.
Tell me about this fairly heavily modified Sentra.
I don't know where to start. It's got a C1A ProCharger supercharger.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Supercharged. I've never seen a supercharged Sentra before, or even heard of one really.
Yep, it has the probably Nissan's most hated engine, the QR25DE.
Okay.
Just because it had so many issues in its early days, but once you take care of those, it has the B16 or second generation spec-v plenum, which I modified to make fit. It has 2J Racing Medusa header, 3-inch mid-pipe.
The header is very cool looking.
Yeah.
That's under the hood, it looks really neat.
I like it. I dig it.
And you did all the work yourself.
As far as installation and putting the engine together, yes, but like I left the port polish and the honing to the professionals.
All right, so no machine work, but installation parts, that's all you.
Yep.
How about suspension? Anything on there?
I currently am on TDMI Imports coilovers. They're 10K on all four corners.
Okay.
With dampening to match. I have a still-in front sway bar, and I also have a TDMI QT link on the rear to correct the axle when it's lowered.
Okay.
Because it's got the solid rear beam. I have 2J Racing ALK spacers to add caster, so when you're in corner, adds camber. It grips pretty well.
Cool, and I saw you got some sticky looking tires up there.
Yeah, I just barely got some fresh Nito.
The NTO1s?
No, they're the Invo.
Oh, okay.
Invo.
Okay, I haven't tried those yet. That should be fun.
The guy at the Discount Tire was like, these are great.
Okay. So, and is this, I saw Brembo brake calipers. That's factory though, right? Factory Brembo brake calipers, right?
From an 04 to 06.
Oh, okay. So the next generation.
Yes.
What year is this? Like an 02? Okay.
First year.
Okay, cool. Well, wow, shifter is very tight. Let's have a go. Let's see how this is. I'm excited. What about you?
I sure hope.
How much power does this thing make?
It was 292 and 254 on just a simple SAFC2.
Wow, and what's stock? One of these.
Nissan claimed 175, but
at the crank.
Yeah.
So it was like
120
wheel. Oh, 150 wheel. Oh, okay.
Well, 140 to 150.
So they weren't lying that much.
No.
So you basically doubled the stock horsepower.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, other than the vibrations, which you said solid motor mounts, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, feels pretty good. It's definitely a tuner car. So you drove this from Utah?
Yep.
Oh my God, the highway experience of this for 12 hours must have been interesting.
About the same as the Arizona trip.
I hope you got a really loud radio.
Oh, it booms. That's for sure.
Wow, this thing, it drives nice. It's firm, but it's not bouncy. Have you gone through several different suspension setups, or did you kind of pick one and stick to it?
I've had a few since I've owned the car. When I originally got it, the suspension was completely blown, and so I had to replace it. And then since then, I upgraded for something else. And then I had racelines, and then I upgraded from the racelines to case boards, and then the case boards just weren't doing it for me. So that's when I finally looked into this company.
So you've been through a bunch.
Yeah.
You've had the car.
I've had it since 2011.
Okay, so you've put a lot of time into making this thing fast in the last 5 years, huh?
For the first year and a half, it was mostly just getting the engine running, and I rebuilt at the end of 2012. So at that point, I didn't know where I was going to go. That's why I put the high compression pistons in, and I was like, okay, so
How much did it raise the compression?
It went from 9.5 to 1 to 10.5 to 1.
Oh, okay, that'll be noticeable for sure.
Yeah. And
Do you notice that it hangs revs a little bit when you shift?
Yeah, that's just with the throttle body acting up.
Oh, is it being annoying?
Yep. Once I get get it figured out.
steering, but it's got pretty good feedback. I can feel what's going on the road. It feels light. What does this car weigh?
2,700 pounds.
Oh my God! It feels not a pound more.
This is the heavier version though, because I have the sunroof and the ABS.
Oh really? And I'm sorry, the ABS.
Yeah.
Was that optional?
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially with Brembos. I believe most of the packages with Brembos have no ABS.
Well, I think that's probably worth the weight. Whatever ABS weighs, you probably want it.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there, that you probably want that. I don't know. The solid motor mounts don't do it for me. I feel like I'm in like a motel bed and I just put a quarter in it a little bit. But it's quick though. It's quick and it's responsive, man. It gets around a corner really nice. Go! Pretty fast little thing. It just doesn't weigh anything. The engine's like, it doesn't have any work to do. It's great. This is fun. Are there roads like this in Utah? You said this is your first time in California.
There's quite a bit.
There's good roads up there?
Where I'm from, Payson Canyon.
Uh-huh.
There's Spanish Fork Canyon. There's the Alpine Loop that lots of people do.
We may have to come to Utah and drive some roads. You have six speeds?
Yep.
How about that? 6th gear. Oh wow, I guess that means I was going pretty quick.
Yeah.
This thing is really fun, Caleb. It rips.
Yeah. That's the game plan.
That's great. You told me though, and you said it with a straight face when you first got here, that you have a goal of 500 horsepower through this engine.
Yep.
Is that how is that? Uh-oh. Audio gear down. Hold that thing up. Suction cup failure. Yeah, just hold it up. We'll fix it in a second.
Oh, it's all good.
Audio gear's gone wrong. Suction cup failure. Now tell me, how are you going to get 500 horsepower through this car?
Well, currently how it sits, it's tuned on SAFC, so swapping the 04 to 06, I have an 06 ECU, which comes factory with a wideband, and then you can use uprev to tune it.
Okay,
And so-
but is that possible on this hardware?
Hardware with the engine, I'm going to see how much it'll hold. I think the stock rods, which I'm rocking, will probably give out about 400.
Right.
But
You're gonna have to-
once they blow,
You have to lower the compression back down, probably, right? Or no?
I'm either going to keep it the same or go a little bit higher, but have it forged and sleeved.
Well, I mean, that's bold. 500 horsepower in a 4-cylinder is pretty serious. That's a pretty serious task.
I've seen a few spec-vs with turbos do it.
All right, hang on.
So-
Hang on, I'm gonna fix this.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of does hang some revs a bit when I get off into shift.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Hyundai. Am I getting a point by? Okay, it's a point by. That guy like moved over, but then looked angry. I'm not really sure what his strategy was, but we're going. Go, go, go. Huh?
Another thing I forgot to mention about the suspension
Sure.
is on the front, with the car being lower, I actually have raised ball joints that are lengthened to keep the geometry.
So it
more
lowers it
corrected.
without messing up the geometry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
That plus it has a bump steer tie rod in
It actually, I mean, seriously, Caleb, it handles what appears to be very, very well. I mean, the amount of grip with these tires, it feels really good when you dive it into a corner. It's really nice for a home-tuned setup. I mean, that's impressive stuff. Are you like an mechanical engineer or anything like that?
No.
Just a guy who likes to wrench in your car, huh?
Yeah, just kind of, when I got this, I'd had a Sentra before that was the SR20 SE,
Uh-huh.
and I really liked it, but before that, my very first car was a Nissan 200 SX.
260 wheel Civic Si, and it's kind of like that. But does ProCharger, do they make a kit for this? So you took just a supercharger and made it work on this?
I actually got it from a guy in Florida. The kit was pieced together about 2007. They released quite a few of them. Like it's not a lot of them. Anyway, they haven't been around, and the dude that had it hit me up on Instagram and was like, "You should buy my supercharger kit." Well, the price was a little too good to pass up. And I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it."
So what'd you have to fix?
Actually
nothing. Ah, there you
The only thing
go.
I had to get was like the boost gauge and the tuner to make it work on my O2.
Deals on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the rev hang, it's really nice. It drives good. It handles so well. It feels really light. It's firm, but the ride isn't bad. I mean, on a decent road, it probably rides really good. All the controls are really direct. Not a ton of feedback from the steering, but it's direct. It's good. I just love how light it is. It feels like it weighs nothing.
Pretty light.
It's nice.
When I do shoot for 500 though, the trick part will be I'll be revving at 8,000.
The problem is you don't have enough gauge, or the problem is keeping the engine in one piece.
I think it'll both work out.
I mean, if you get this thing to 500 horsepower, you're gonna have to come back, because I'll be impressed with that. Not that I'm not impressed here, honestly. I am. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. It's really fun. You know what I want someone to bring me? One of the first SE-Rs, the boxy ones, the OG 80s one. Maybe it's like a 91, 92. Those. Someone's got to bring me one of those. A friend of mine had one in high school, and I remember it being awesome, and I haven't driven one since. So somebody, please bring me a boxy first gen SE-R.
I'm sure that can be arranged pretty easy.
I think the owner of, there's a dealership, there's a Nissan dealer in LA that is the most motorsport focused dealer I've ever seen. They have a whole race shop, and the owner races an SE-R in SCCA regional, whatever. They're also the only dealership in California that will service a Skyline, which is how I know them. But they have one. Maybe I'll borrow theirs. Dude, Caleb, this thing is really neat. It's definitely, a tuner car with the solid motor mounts and the crazy sounds and all that stuff. But it's actually, it's kind of remarkably complete. It doesn't have a whole lot of vices. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, for the longest time it's been my daily, so I've tried to keep that aspect.
The cams, the cams are fun. It's got a fun idle here. Wait, I'll let it run because it's warm. But thank you for that. This was really neat. Thanks for coming all this way. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more about this build, and I genuinely suggest you do, you're going to want to check out Caleb's Wheelwell page, where you'll see more pictures and build lists and all that kind of stuff. If you ever decide you want to build your own SE-R, and you can certainly check out my Wheelwell to see what's going on in my garage. Got the 1,000,000-mile Lexus out today, getting some sun. It's looking good. Thanks so much for coming down, man. I appreciate it. This was really fun.
It's been a hell of a road trip.
That was interesting. Yeah, you got a road trip out of it. And of course, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.